3rd, 2023, at 6 p.m. I bring the meeting of the Douglas Board of Health to order. First on the agenda, we have new hot walk, 6 p.m. discussion, possible votes. I guess Danielle, can you lead us into this?
Yeah, so recently I've been the inspector that has inspected the food establishment. Within the past 3 months, I've had to conduct 3 inspections, 2 routine, 1 re-inspection. I've provided the board the inspections that I conducted, and as you can see, there has not been much of improvement. I know a couple of my colleagues have gone to the establishment in the past and provided them educational material in their language, have explained to them through their son kind of what is expected of the board and of the health department, and I just thought it was pertinent that they be brought before the board to kind of maybe put a different action plan in place to try to get compliance, because there's a lot wrong there.
Yeah. Have we had any complaints?
So I won't disclose where, but I did go to another food establishment in town, and recently, the last time I was in town, and they had asked if I do other establishment inspections, and I said yes. And they specifically listed Hot Walk, and they said we had eaten there not too long ago, and we didn't really feel too good after. So just wanted to let you know of that. And,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess, thank you for coming, by the way. We really do appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
I guess what we're trying to do here, and, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're actually trying to help them out. We're not trying to drive you out. We're trying to help you out, so you can, run your operation in a clean, appropriate manner. It's for your benefit as well as the town. We want people in here doing business in the town. We appreciate that, but we also have to make people understand that if they choose to have a food establishment in our town, that we expect that it's safe, that it's clean, and we certainly don't want complaints from, because they can be very serious, of course. You understand. I don't know if you...
你们明白吗？就是说，他们说的是这里，他们也只是想帮助大家改善，有一个干净的、安全的环境，就是这个餐馆不是说是要把你们赶出去，就是说要给你们一个好的环境，给大家一个好的环境。
Thank you.
Welcome. Danielle, is there more that we should probably...
No, I think you definitely brought up an important point where we exist to help the business, but also protect the public. So we need to keep that in mind as we do this.
That's right.
And we're all about education, not, reprimanding and stuff like that. So I provided the board my recommendations.
Yes.
So it's, again, that's my recommendations, and the board can decide upon that however they choose. So.
Dan, I did go to an inspection with you a while ago. Do you have anything that you want to present to us, or?
My experience is very similar to Danielle's. In the past, I would attend inspections fairly frequently at that establishment. The conditions would be quite poor. Admittedly, They did improve at re-inspection, and then there would be a quiet period, but when I returned, a lot of them would regress. So they would pop up again. And I did, one of the inspections I went out to was on a foodborne illness complaint. That was, I went with Deb Visera, who was the public health nurse that's working for the same collaborative as we are, to provide them with educational material to verify the complaint.
Educational material in Mandarin.
Yes.
Should, am I correct in assuming that all of the walls in the cooking area or in the food preparation area should be of stainless steel or sheet stainless or?
Not necessarily.
No.
The food code just says it has to be an easily cleanable, non-porous material.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, does anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, so they have one food safety manager trained and certified, is that true?
Yes.
Do you happen to know when the certification was on that?
I included a picture of it. I don't know if you can
Oh, I
see
may not.
when it was. So it expires 4/2/26, and it was obtained in April 2021.
So it was fairly recent, the certification too?
Yes.
Open containers, has that been a big issue?
Yeah, and that references just open containers of food that aren't covered during storage. That's a basic,
Okay.
you
I
know.
mean, that should be easily corrected, shouldn't it be?
Yes, but like Dan said, there's not lasting change. So
I see,
that's the biggest thing,
right.
so.
Go
How
ahead.
much of this is getting,
We need to give a minute to,
Yeah.
就是他们说的是，就是说，其中一个问题就是你们那个敞开的没有盖好的这个食品，还有一个问题呢，就是说你那个准备食品的地方应该有一个就是可以很容易就擦干净的，比方说是墙啊，或者是案板呐、就是那个应该有可以很干，就是容易清洁的。我不知道，就是他们检查的有这种问题。
Danielle, a question, is there a grease interceptor for that?
Agreed, yeah, it's required,
They do have it?
yes.
Oh, okay. And that's connected to the, I assume, this stainless sink?
Yes,
Is that appropriate, though?
yes, it's required by the food code.
Okay, what's the water temperature? Have you checked the water temperature there?
Normally I do, I would note it if it's not, so are you talking about like the water temperature?
Like for washing pots and pans, that type of thing?
Yeah, no, at the time of my inspections, they haven't been like washing things, so. But normally I take the temperature of the hand wash sink and it has to be at least 100 degrees. And normally if it is an issue, I cite it
Okay.
what is the minimum temperature?
for washing hands, 100.
No, not washing hand, washing pots and pans.
So if it's
Sure.
manual, like the hot water has to be at least 171.
Yeah.
So, with the proper sanitizer concentration.
Yeah.
OK，so 至少要170度。你们那个洗东西的水
没有吧？那个不是有吧？
要，但他倒没有说是有这个问题，他只说要求的是170度。
171.
Well,
If you're using hot water
when
sanitizer.
I read Danielle, Dan, when I read the inspection reports, I read lack of training or not implementing the training that have been given. And I don't know which one it is. Do you know which one? And maybe I'm wrong,
I'm a little confused by your question.
but I see lack of training on how to run your ship, how to run the business, how to keep the place clean. And to me, it's either because they didn't understand how to do the implementation of the training, or they weren't properly trained.
Right.
That's kind of why I asked the question about when was the last time they went through food safety training.
Right, so, right. That certification shows that they have been trained properly, they've been tested, and they understand. And when I go, I ask him basic food safety, questions, and thus far, he hasn't really been able to answer them, but also too, I want to make sure that that language isn't what is getting in the way of his understanding.
That's why Chin's here to find out.
Yes.
Can you,
他们就说是这个 training 这个训练，你们应该是经过这个培训的。如果你要是没有经过培训，那么你们需要经过培训。如果你这个语言上有障碍的话，你们可以寻求帮助。但是通常的来说，就你们需要明白这个食品安全这方面的这个training，你们应该是经过的。
对，我们这个20几年了嘛，25年了以上了。
对，
跟他们讲。
就是他们的意思，就是这
你
个。
跟他们讲，我们都干厨房都干了20几年了，25年以上了。
就是你。
对我。
那小对。
小林没有嘛？
像，he's saying he's being trained and he's doing the
He is being trained
food business for like more than 25 years. So maybe that lady is shorter years.
I see.
But he's doing 25 years.
I see.
so he's being trained now?
Not 什么时候你经过这个培训的？
这个很久之前嘛。
还是？
对。
He said it's kind of like a long time ago, not recently.
Okay.
But
it was
he's
a while
been
ago.
work for food establishment.
Did I hear you say that the certificate was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
21?
He got it in April 2021, and I
Okay.
made sure, I said, is this yours? Is this your certification? And he said, yes.
Yeah.
Now, who did he get certified through?
Normally it's ServSafe and, say again, Tim?
It's Prometric, I think.
Yeah, Prometric,
I
and,
recognize the logo.
and that's fine, because it's, ANSI certified, so,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess what I want to emphasize is that as much as, we're trying to help them, they also have to show us that they are actually serious about this and are making the changes that they have to make, or the advancements that they have to make. Because we can't, they're putting us, themselves and us at risk by not complying. It's very, very important. This is why we have this meeting tonight. Because we're looking for compliance here. We have to have compliance here. It's important.
他的意思就是说，强调一下，这个我们都必须遵守这个法律和规定。虽然他们就是说他们愿意帮助你们，但是你们也必须遵守这些规定。Whatever 的规定，你们都必须服从。
OK， 可以。
就是要给大家能够看到你们有这个改进。
OK。
要比原来就说上次，比方说上次检查的时候有什么问题，那么这次你们要让，就是下一次在检查的时候，你们必须看到就是有改进。
Okay. Yeah.
I would imagine it seems like they're like they think that they're doing the right things, right? There's a misunderstanding as to what's expected and what they're doing. So I guess maybe they just misunderstand the acceptable practices of running a business like that, where they think that they're cleaning things enough, or that's okay the way they're doing it, and it's not okay for us. So how do we get them to understand that the way that they're doing it isn't good enough and they need to do it better?
I think, Corey, that, and I appreciate what you're saying, but,
You're not gonna do it on purpose.
well, the thing is, this has been going on.
Right.
This is not something that just, happened last week and,
Yeah, it's a lot of paper right here.
yeah, and it's a lot of work for these, Danielle and Dan, they've been diligent about really doing their best to help them along. But now it's come to the point where we've got to see concrete action here. We have to see that they are really, really serious in
Trying and.
trying and showing us.
Trying and
That's right.
showing, okay.
We can only go so long before we, that's it.
Yeah, I
And we're
just-
getting to that point.
Yeah, I just have to say that the improper storage of the food, the improper holding temperatures, moldy food and stuff, I mean, some of the things are a little less problematic, but
Right.
these things are like bright red, like flashing lights that we can't,
Right.
like, some of the things, about cleanliness in general, I think are easier to, to deal with, but
Right.
if they're missing the mold, if they're missing the cold temperatures,
No
not
labels.
store label, like, these are things that are not like, oh, we'll just fix that real quick.
Right.
So these are, in my opinion, these are
Go
real
ahead.
problematic things.
Let's get that translated.
Yeah.
要，他们就说是这个你们存放食品的地方应该有就是冷到足够的冷的地方存放食品，还有就是要这个比方说该加盖的要加盖，如果这些都做不到的话，那就是错误的 running， 就说他说的这个是还是对的，就说是。
And to be fully transparent, my family goes and eats there. I want to eat safe food. You know what I mean? Like, I'm invested in that.
I
So
understand.
it's, I'm not doing it and saying like, well, I'm not going. Like, we do. We go there quite a bit. So.
他的意思就是他们家的人也都到你们那去吃饭，但是大家都希望有一个安全的 safe， 就是的地方，就他们需要看到一个就是一个很大的改变，就是我们能够存放食品能够安全，我们这个准备食品要要干净，就这个。
Thank you for.
If I could, I talked earlier about either somebody wasn't trained or they didn't know how to implement the training. There's more than one person that works in that restaurant. And those people may not be properly trained and they may be creating the problem.
Right, and for the 3 inspections that I've provided for the board, these 2 were the only ones that were there. So they're the boots on the ground, mostly the people that are dealing with the food.
Yeah, there are at least 3 or 4 people that I know of that work there. And so one may be trained and the others may be,
Yeah, but he's the one that has the food certification, so.
This one.
This
Oh,
gentleman,
okay.
yes. Yep.
Yeah, this gentleman. Okay， 就是说你们那里大家在那里工作的人，不光是你一个人，其他的人也包括在内。All the people work there have to be properly trained. Maybe not by the board or somewhere, but you are the one certified, right?
Yes.
你应该就是培训他们，让他们都明白所有的食品安全这些准则。
就没问，就我们2个吧，现在都没有人嘛。
就是说
对啊，
他的意思就是这个意思，
我知道
反正就是。
OK，
包括现在只有你们2个，但是也可能在什么时候有3个、4个，你都要必须要保证你要知道，让他们知道这个食品安全的这些规则。
Should we ask them for are they have any thoughts or responses?
Well, I think that, I guess it's so difficult to start a business, especially a restaurant-type business. It's very difficult to do that. We understand that. We know that, there are growing pains for a business, coming in. But, however, by the same token, we have to see the seriousness behind this. We have to make them understand, and I know you've mentioned that to them, but it goes even beyond that. It's a kind of thing that if they want to be successful in their business, any business, they have to do things right. It takes effort. It also takes money. It's costly to learn. But you have to do it if you choose to be in operation, especially a food operation in town. It's critical. It's not just, oh, well, we'll wait another year or another month or another 6 months. No. Address these issues immediately. They have to be addressed immediately. And that's really, I'm saying this to help them out, to see that we want your business to succeed. We want you to succeed. We want to support your business. But you've got to show us how serious you are about this. No more waiting another month. You can't do that anymore. Does anybody else?
Do you understand
that.
what he's saying? 你们不能说是我等一个月，等 next month or something like that。你们必须马上就要做出改变，就是要非常认真的让大家能够看到你们的改变，让大家能够看到你们改善这个环境。
What I would like to hear now is their response
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, I want to hear what they have to say.
What do you think about his? He is saying you have to be serious， 必须认真的考虑，做出改进。Do you want to give
Well-
them some like a specific aspect, or just say yes? Well, do
Well, yeah, I want them to, even better than that, I want them to show me that this is happening. You know, we can't keep, these two excellent inspectors. They do their job. We appreciate them. They should appreciate them. They should appreciate everybody in this town trying to support you. That's what I want to see. I want to see action. I don't care about the words. I want to see action. It's time for that. That's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here.
他说的就是说，你们必须拿出行动来，做一些改善。比方说该改善的那个，比方说墙面啊那些，该改善的改善，然后呢，该拿出行动来，让他们能够看到你们有改善。
Thank you. Thank you.
If I may add, like I've provided and like many of the board members have said, this has been going on for a little while, and Dan and I have done multiple different things to try to get them to comply. Again, like making sure a family member from there that can communicate better is there, providing them educational material in their language so they understand. And obviously dropping in every now and then, not even like this is not even including like a drop-in inspection where I had to make corrections. So I think something has to be done differently in order to get compliance.
Well, I also will be stopping by at least once a week. I'll be stopping by.
So do we have a consequence for these 3 violations that they're gonna have to deal with as well? Maybe that'll help
Yeah?
put a fire
Yeah.
underneath them or something, but.
Yeah.
Is there a consequence or
I
an
don't know if there's a
upcoming?
bylaw that states that, you know, we can do this or that, but
I feel like there should be, for 3 of them, I feel like there should be some sort of a small consequence and then a much larger one upon reinspection. So if there's,
So my cursory reading of the CMR on this is that the local Board of Health has basically full authority to do whatever. So I don't know if you wanted to talk us through
what does it
these.
cost for us to like pay somebody to go and do all 3 of these inspections?
So, the rate can vary between, dependent upon your inspector, between $30 and $100.
right? It's usually set by the local authority, isn't it?
And time, how long does it take you to do one of these? The write-up and everything,
At least an hour.
at least an hour, so you have to get paid
Some of these are an
for
hour
this
and
kind
a
of
half.
work, I don't know,
Yeah.
$80 an hour, I think would be fair.
Well, I think,
Inspection was closed
I
for
think
children.
that, and you're going in the right direction, Corey, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, I think, let's be reasonable enough to say that, okay, if you do not comply with the regulations and our regulation, if you do not comply, then we will fine you $65. If I see, or Danielle or Dan, if you go in there and you see that they're not complying, you're gonna have to hit them with a fine.
I don't think that's enough. I think they should pay for, I mean, so, right now, the town is flipping the bill for all 3 of these inspections, essentially. And these, one of them is probably expected, because every year we send them food inspections out and they go back. The other 2 are 100% because of the violations. So if they're 100% because of the violations, then why would the town be paying for those re-inspections? I think that they should, at the very least, be paying for the re-inspections that it's costing the town to do.
Yeah.
After
And
that,
certainly
I
putting
mean,
together a report like that,
yeah, this takes hours. I think $100 a pop
Yeah.
is probably more than what goes into these.
Can we translate some of what you're saying? Do you mind translating a little bit?
要就是说他们有那个通常的检查是1年一次的，但现在他因为你没有遵守的规则的原因，他们多做了2次检查，他们可能就是要把这个 cost， 把这个检查的费用 charge 到你们的身上，而且呢，如果以后你们还是有不遵守的地方，那么多的这些检查就要由你们承担。
So,
Danielle gave us a list of things, recommendations. I like the second one. The hiring of a consultant who speaks Mandarin and who can guide them through the process and make on-the-spot changes every day or every week or however it's done. And the only change I would make to the second one is that we get reports monthly.
Yeah, that's normally how it is. Normally, again, dependent upon what the establishment needs is kind of how like the food consultant adjusts. But Dan and I have had experience with requiring an establishment to do just this. And it was a 6-month contract. They would tend to them a few more times in the beginning to help train the staff. Tell them, go through like these reports, kind of tell them what we're expecting, and then they would do drop-ins themselves without telling the establishment. And they would do their own inspection and send it over to us.
So if we did something like this, we wouldn't have to establish any penalties because paying for this by
Is-
itself
Is cost
would
enough.
be a penalty.
Yeah, it can be expensive.
Still, the town is paying for the inspections.
Right. Do we,
Still, that's taxpayers paying for that.
I don't know if we have a bylaw.
We have a re-inspection fee of $65.
We do,
Yeah.
okay, 65. I know it's not
That's
enough,
something.
but it's something.
Yeah.
If I could correct the board though, so if Dan or I do these inspections, the town actually isn't paying for it. It's through the grant. Say if you were to hire Ray, then the town would be forfeiting the bill. But these are covered by the grant because Dan and I have been conducting
Okay,
them.
so that gives them some leeway, but,
Yes.
Yeah.
but we have to, it's,
That's just by chance.
But they could
Yeah,
do something
yeah,
else at
yeah.
that time, right? For the town. And they have to go and re-inspect.
So could we ask them how they feel about hiring someone to come in and
Yeah,
supervise the safety
absolutely.
inspection?
it would certainly help their cause.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is, obviously, they need to be educated, because I don't think that, like Corey was saying before, I don't think they deliberately are doing this. I just think
I
that
agree.
that they do not have the education in this area to understand it and to make the corrections properly.
Yeah, I think the practices seem fine to them.
他们就说是不知道你们怎么感觉，就是如果他们 hire 一个那个相当于就是食品安全顾问来帮助你们，就是 correct， 就是遵守这个规则 corrected， 这个可能会 cost 你们比较多的，我也不知道，等我问他们一下。就是你们有 ，do you have a, like a kind of like a how much or how long would last?
She was saying 6 months, so go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, no, 6 months, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's normally how long it
What's the cost of that
Depends on
approximately?
who you've got.
depends.
Okay.
It I believe it's upwards of like 1,000.
It can be.
It can be upwards of like $1,000 or so dollars.
Well, I mean, they need the education, that's the,
就是这个可能需要有一个食品安全顾问来指导你们，可能会需要就是大概1000块。You said 1,000, roughly.
Roughly.
We were not saying exact because depend. Okay, so 可能会要到1000块，但是呢，就是有6个月，他可以来跟你们，就是说经常来跟你们检查。提醒你们哪些该做，哪些不该做，相当于就是一个6个月的培训，老跟着你们。
他们会到科技南。
对，
it's a possibility, I don't know, Danielle, I'm asking
这
you, or
可
Dan,
能性。
both of you, actually. I don't know if they can apply for certain kind of, financial, Yeah,
Probably
something.
not with this because you're contracting someone out, so probably not. But they could look into that.
okay.
And is there a list of potential people for them?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And would you be willing to help them look into it?
For financial aid?
No.
We can provide them a list.
Yeah.
As
Okay, that's,
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
that's,
Mass.gov has a list of people who have who are certified to provide that.
yeah, that would be good. And to see them actually, going through with this would be a big help to
Right.
their business and to
Right.
the community, everything.
And
That
the
would
biggest
fit.
factor is making sure that the food consultant they hire can speak Mandarin. That's kind of the biggest point of
Yes,
this.
rather important.
Yes,
Yes,
just to clarify.
okay. Does she,
他们现在说的就是说是这种食品安全顾问，他们希望他们可以给你一个listing， 但是呢，就说这些人是有资格来指导你们食品安全的，但是他们希望能够找到一个说中国话的 Chinese。
How do they feel about that?
What do you mean? How do you?
what's their response to,
那你们自己觉得呢？就是说，一个是hiring 这个人，还有一个是这个 cost，
什么还
就是雇一个那个食品安全
应
的。
该不用吧？要么一定要吗？
Is that very positively needed, or
Oh,
they
they
can
need it.
have some?
they need it,
They need someone from outside.
they need it.
The
yes.
inspection reports say they need it.
Okay. They feel 你们就是需要一个食品安全顾问的指导。他们从他们的这个检查的报告上看出来，你们就是需要这个外面的人的指导，就是这个有证书的食品安全顾问来给你们一定的指导。
OK，这费用就我们出1000块钱是差不多。
Roughly, well, Daniel, you said it's roughly about 1,000, maybe not exact, but
Give or
roughly.
take, give or
Oh,
take.
give
yeah.
or take.
That's just a ballpark figure, that's just throwing out a figure. It's not necessarily, it could be less, could be more,
Well,
but,
可能会多或者是少，这个是他们现在
OK，他们
估计的。
OK，他们讲中文的是不是？讲中文的帮你。
他们希望能够找到讲中文的。
OK 可以。
They hope they can find the one speak Chinese.
OK。
There is plenty that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if they learned quickly and diligently worked at this, the cost would go down.
So it's not very likely have to be 6 months. Say
Right.
they show
It could be
the,
1 month or 2 months.
and they show
Depends
bigger
how they are charging. There's a
improvement,
contract.
maybe not in that.
Right.
Okay.
6 months contract.
Okay,
Okay, so-
what they say is 可能如果你们有很大的改进，不一定需要整个6个月。
OK，
But
可
we,
能，比方说，但是他们不能先说，就也可能1个月、2个月就说你们有很大的改进，big improvement，then maybe not that
Right.
long，就是也许就不要那么长。
OK，
but the board really wants to see action. We want to
但
see
是在这
that.
个卫生委员会呢，他们就是希望就是马上就能看到行动，至少就是说
Because we will be on top of it,
雇人
yes.
I think we
改
need,
进
Danielle
这
wants
些
to。say something.
Oh, I get it, money is a factor, but I just want them to understand that it shouldn't just be about the money, like, they
Right.
need to take it seriously, that they could make someone seriously ill.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
And this is what I want to say, like, running a restaurant is just not cooking food. There is so much more going
Oh,
into
yeah.
it.
This is, by the way, this is our town nurse.
And this is another north. So health
for
risk. We don't want
Okay,
people to
anything
get
at the end?
sick.
yeah, I
Kids,
think,
older
Dave,
people.
I think we should at least consider and throw out the possibility that if we have another inspection that is like this one,
Yes.
like, we need to seriously consider a suspension. Like, if not already, but,
Right.
I mean, I think that needs to
Oh,
be.
we're serious
Yeah,
about
I
this.
think
And
that
I
needs to be
think,
made clear that, like, if we
Yeah.
get another inspection like this last
No,
one,
it's not.
this is a like,
right, right.
Can we have like a packet or something with some of this information that we've been talking about? Some of this, like, the important, like, minute pieces translated into Mandarin so that they can just read? Some of this stuff like last chance type of thing.
Kristen speaks 25 languages, so it doesn't.
I mean, can we translate that into, can we have somebody, or like, even Google Translate?
So
That's
Danielle,
sufficient.
could you write something up that we can translate into Mandarin, which in 25 words or less summarizes what we've said all night?
I mean, it can be 3 pages long. They can sit down and read it on an evening if they like, but it, I mean, this is all for naught if they don't
I think
understand.
that help them actually.
I think we need
That
something like in written, translated,
Yeah.
that spells out, like, this is your last chance, this is because of, like, potential illness to
就是
the
如果这次没有
townspeople.
看到很大的改进呢，他们
It
有
needs to
可能
spell out a
会
lot, like, all those things that you said, and,
And maybe too, it's not a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
If
Right.
It says this
Shouldn't
is a
say- it
recommendation.
should have, like-
Stronger. If you're
Here's why.
serious about that, you know.
Yeah.
here's the things you have to do in the next couple of weeks. And just spelled out for them more of an outline of everything, but translated in Mandarin so that they can read it and understand fully everything that we're saying.
Right, I can do that once the board, like, formally votes on what you want them to do. I can
Okay.
take the minutes and
Well-
condense it.
Just translate.
Yes.
We have a
Google Translate's pretty
motion.
easy.
Could, one
Okay.
additional thought? My vision is that if they hire a consultant and the consultant comes in for X period of time and says they're good, and we go back and 3 months later do an inspection, and they fail the inspection like they did this one here, then we will take action they won't like,
Well,
and which we don't want to do either.
So in other words, the establishment would be shut down
yeah, right.
for X amount of days or whatever, and pay a fine, and
That's right.
$65 would be
That's
the
right.
reinspection fee for them to have to pay. I think we need to just translate all that they gotta hire somebody. If spot infection fails, they pay for the inspection, and they'll be subject to shut down for X number of days as a penalty.
How you doing?
Any subsequent inspections are paid by them, $65 per reinspection.
And you want quarterly inspections, because normally the food establishments just have 2 a year. So you want, starting next week or whatever the day is.
I think it's when this place needs an immediate one, like before they probably serve more people. They should probably be, so as soon as we think it's enough time for them to clean up and start a new type of practice, I mean, they really shouldn't be serving food right now if that's the
Right.
case.
I'll be
right?
honest here, when I saw this report, we usually go there at least once a week. We haven't been there since this report.
Right. I mean, if
It's gonna kill the
let
business,
me
just being
explain
honest.
something here.
town
if
here.
they want to be prosperous in their business, and you know, because you work for the bank and they have rules. But if you want to be prosperous in your business, like Dave had mentioned, they go to the restaurant and they purchase food from them, and word of mouth gets out. Oh, they're not running their restaurant properly. They're not doing it cleanly. That gets out, and we won't close you down, but the town will close
People
you
will
down.
close
People
you
will close you down. You won't be in business.
I can't shut it off.
But if you comply and you put out a good product, and yes, it takes an effort and it takes money to do that, but if you do that, you'll be prosperous. It'll be to your advantage.
So are
Go
they
ahead.
willing to do this? Are they willing to hire somebody to come in and work with them? Are they willing to then, at the end of whatever magic hour time we have, that we will do another inspection? And if they fail that inspection, they're in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, we're gonna close them down. We'll have
We'll
to.
have to, yeah. So
就是
reluctantly.
你们愿不愿意就是hire 这个食品安全顾问帮助你们就是改善？那么在一定的时间内 ，you didn't say how long, but
No, I didn't.
roughly say like a few
Well,
weeks. Can
2
I
weeks.
tell them
2
some weeks?
weeks. 2
2个
weeks.
星期，如果你们一点改善也没有，就是那个他们可能会考虑 totally 就是关掉你们，shut it down。但是他们给你们时间，给你们时间去改善，给你们时间去 hire 这个食品安全顾问帮助你们改善。那么如果下一次检查还是就是说没有大的改善，他们就有可能把你们shut down，就是关你们。
And their answer is?
你们怎么想
OK 了，请顾问。
？Okay, they will hire inspect the
Consultant.
All right.
consultant. Yeah,
So then, we,
but
Danielle?
they need help. You
Right.
give them at least some choices
Yes.
of people.
Yes.
Myself, I don't know anything about the food, so do you like yourself or can do that or not? I don't totally no idea.
Oh, you saying like me be a food
Yeah,
consultant?
kind
No.
of like no.
I don't speak
No.
Mandarin. So
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah, that's
No,
that's
I'm just totally from my perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't, but you can provide them with
list
like a
of-
listing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
他们可以帮你找出一个名单，就是你可以估计一下 hire 他们。
Yes. So, and add anything if I forget, Dan, but I think the board just clearly has to state what you're expecting, like, of the business,
Yes.
give them like a clear timeline and basically say, in order for you to keep your permit right now, you have to do this, this, and this.
I think Corey had a pretty good layout there. Right,
So what's
Corey?
the most
Yeah.
important, like, for
all right,
your-
let's see if we can
like,
assemble
The food
the
consultant.
first
a motion.
corrections, you
I
know, what
don't
they should
know.
correct first.
It may not come immediately, but let's see if we can put one together.
We can work at it.
Say it has to be 6 months, you know what I mean?
Depends, like, if they have is a contract, like 6 months contract they sign.
Normally it is 6 months.
Right, so
How
saying
soon do
to
we
keep
wanna
it
do
6
that?
months, make sure
said-
that
yeah,
everything.
right.
and
这个
to do it.
Bob wanted
sorry
to
for
change
me
in
to
2
ask,
They have 2 weeks
because
to do all
they
this?
of
Well,
course they can hire someone like
We want to see
tomorrow.
positive
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
changes.
in the
Inspection, 2 weeks.
immediate future, what do you guys need them to do? To at least from their
Are they paying for that
part
inspection?
They are
do some
gonna-
like
yeah, they're gonna have to pay.
improvement.
Right.
So it's not 2 weeks from today, it's 2 weeks from the hiring of this person, which will be done within, how soon can we
Well,
get him? a
But you know,
list of-
We
they
should be on the phone
In
tomorrow.
the
I think
meantime,
you
they
wanna
are
see
still serving
progress
food,
now.
so it has
Right.
to be monitored.
Yeah.
Right, that's why I was concerned when I
Right.
saw that report. I was
Right,
like,
tomorrow
we
they're
probably
still-
That's
discuss
what
it.
I meant, they have to show some improvement
Before,
before the consultant can really
Yeah.
come to help them. So meanwhile, they need to do some improvement
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
Well, yes, I mean, they have the reports. They can work for now, and within this 2-week span, they can work to address some of these issues right here.
Okay.
Okay.
But do they have the report?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
they
have
Oh,
the
okay.
report.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
question is, do they know what to do to fix the report?
Yeah.
Can you ask them that?
他们给你们这个报告了吗？就是你们自己在，因为你 hire 人的时候，不是说明天我走出去就可以说你来当我们的顾问，就说在这个同时，你们自己要有一些改善。他们给你们这个 report， 你们有没有这个思想准备？怎么改善？这个
这个以后没收到嘛？我没收到好像。
没有吗？
这个他们上给我的，我没收到。
哦he said that he didn't see the report.
He hasn't seen this report?
Can't just translate that?
No, this program isn't provided to everyone. This is,
You haven't seen these?
Excuse me, Danielle,
Yes.
he hasn't seen the reports?
I've
Well, you can't read
I've emailed
Yeah,
to
you
him.
don't see them. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna give it to them.
Yeah, they're in
tonight,
English, though.
For sure.
They can read it, maybe not that great, but they can read.
Well, they,
But-
yeah,
But understand, we're on a slippery slope here.
there are also pictures,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Yeah.
If-
Danielle,
if-
Can you
Wants
give
to
them
say
the paper
translate.
copy?
Translates whatever you want.
I will do that, you know what?
can't do that, Google Docs can
I don't know if how they. Oh, okay. 他们有给你一个就是你的报告，那么就说你们自己先
其他我们
做一些可以改善的改善。
已经都改善了，都已经差不多都做了。我们都改善很多了，这是之前的嘛，这是第一次来的时候已经都改善了很多了，都在改善。
He said that he's already started the improvement because hiring people it's not like right now. Say, take the phone up.
No,
10 minutes later, I hired someone.
Yeah, we understand
Take a little
that, we
bit.
understand.
Okay.
In the meantime.
就是 meantime， 你要先做自己的改善，然后呢，同时要准备 hire 这个consultant 这个顾问。
Probably, you know what, maybe like even 4.
So are we talking 2 weeks after the hiring of the consultant for the first re-inspection?
Well, no, I think that we're gonna have a re-inspection within 2 weeks.
Yeah. That they'll pay for it. So if they violate, how long are we shutting them down for? What's the consequence?
Well, probably the first, if it goes to that, if it goes beyond the
Should that
first.
be in the
But you know,
motion?
So,
Consequence should be in the motion?
so normally what happens, and again, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, if we go and do an inspection and it is so bad that we have to shut them down, they are shut down until the inspector can go back and verify that those corrections are fixed.
Okay.
That's,
Are they fined each day?
no,
Typically, if there is a closure associated, no fine is deemed
Okay.
necessary.
They still have to
Being
pay for
shut
the
down is like its own fine.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Yeah, I would just say that, and I totally agree with what Danielle just said, but if we do decide to do a suspension after the next inspection, it has to be more than a day. Because otherwise it'll be like, oh, we're gonna do it on Monday, you know?
Or until you get that person who speaks Mandarin who could,
Yeah.
because that might take longer than those 2 weeks.
Sure.
So Bob, so far for a motion, I've got, they have to hire, within 2 weeks from today, they have to, well, within 2 weeks, they have to hire a food consultant, for up to 6 months.
Yep.
Food consultant contract for up to 6 months, $65 re-inspection fee within the next 2 weeks to be re-inspected. Any failed inspections will result in a shutdown for untold amount of times. Any further re-inspections, they'll have to pay after that. Is that really all we're doing with them?
That sounds pretty good, that sounds pretty good.
and then you want them on a monthly inspection
Yes.
scheduled by us.
Yeah.
In addition to then, when the consultant comes in, they will be doing their own inspection. So ideally, this place will be inspected twice.
Which they'll pay for, and a monthly
Yes.
Well, that's- but that's a
re-inspection
part
paid
of
by
that,
them.
part of
Yeah.
that contract, you said typically, right?
Yes.
So not any further re-inspections, but monthly re-inspections will be paid by them.
And Danielle, do you think you should go, you're with us on Thursday, just to go and see them and
Yes, I
suggest
can do
some-
this Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
just to check
Until-
in and talk and maybe
All right.
address some stuff.
until further notice, can we just put that until?
To put a little pressure on you, Danielle?
Yeah.
The 2-week reinspection, can you have the Mandarin speaking trainer at the same time work with you on that reinspection?
Yeah, if they're available, yeah.
Maybe we could schedule
the
it around
pressure.
both
Yeah,
things.
no, that's
Okay.
fine.
We've done that before.
Yeah, we have done that before.
That's
Yeah.
probably, that's
Okay,
probably a
you
good.
can introduce them and re-inspect and,
Yeah.
okay. So their mission is in 2 weeks to clean up these reports, the problems that are in them. That's their mission.
2个星期之内，你们必须有巨大的改变，至少这些报告上指出来的问题，你们必须改变。然后呢，as for the hiring of a consultant,
Yes,
do you guys have like a time?
Danielle.
2 weeks?
2 weeks,
They
So they have 2 weeks to get a food consultant.
yes.
OK，同样的2个星期，你们必须在这个2个星期之内找到一个食品安全顾问。
是他们的还是我们的啊？
你们找是
我们
they hire right?
Yes, they pay.
They have to
They have to pay
hire,
for it.
not you guys.
No, they have to pay.
No, they have to pay for that.
Yes.
I understand, but would
They're gonna give
like
them a list.
like
We can
I
give them a
understand.
list.
You just gave them the list, then
Yes.
they can contact them,
Yes.
Yes.
see if they are available
Yes.
and something like that. Okay.
Yes.
2个星期之内，他们会帮助你，给你一个 listing，但是呢，你们自己要去雇这个食品安全顾问，你们自己要去联系，要去跟他们订一个合同，叫他们来给你们一些 training，然后呢，他们自己就是他同时也可以检查你们，就好像一个老师过来可以训练你们，同时也可以检查你们，给你们一些小测验，好像这个意思。但是呢，在同时，这个趟也会给你们每个月，is that every month? For right now until further notice, every month.
So we inspect every month? Yes.
OK，好，这个趟呢，每个月会给你们，会来那个检查你们的卫生，每个月，那么你们要配这个检查的费。
Not in Mandarin.
And
那我们
reaction?
我
就说你们要明白这个，就是说，one 第一个自己做一些改善，improvement within the 2 weeks about the report. The second is hire a food consultant，就是雇一个食品顾问来帮助你们改善。
这个问他们去这个去哪里录啊？
他会提供你一个Can you give them the listing today or maybe like tomorrow or
No, I
something
have it
like
pulled up
that?
right now. I can email it to him right now.
Okay, she'll email to you. 你们自己去雇，但是他会帮你们给你一个 listing。然后呢，暂时他们就定是每个月会来做一个卫生检查。那么当然了，如果以后很多事情改善了，也许没有，那么就变成那个 regular 的 regular 是 every 2 months, 2 years。
1 year 是什么？
We want to report monthly after the 2-week, the reinspection in 2 weeks from now. And then monthly, we want to report after that.
Understand. So within the after the 2 weeks, they want reinspection， 就是重检查一次。那么至少你要看得出来你的改善。然后呢，过了以后呢，每个月有一次检查，卫生检查。
OK，
Is that it?
Does it make a difference if the email is in Mandarin or English?
这个 email 他给你，你要就是有没有困难？如果是英语或者是中文，英语可以吗？
这个
英文可以吗？
太没中文了，没中文了。
Best Chinese, but
Can you do that, Danielle?
You shouldn't ask these questions.
最好best is Chinese, but if it's really really difficult, myself
Just cut and paste it into.
Oh, you could help?
I can help them just to say
Okay.
what's that. But I just want you guys to know, I myself have no anything about food.
No, no, we
Just totally from
listen, we just,
language,
Chen, we just
Yeah.
appreciate you being here and
Yeah.
helping us out.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
only from the language
Yes,
perspective.
that's all we're
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah,
We-
that's all.
That's all we expect.
What we want to do is be sure that we're being understood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Do
Okay,
they have any questions?
I think,
你们有别的问题吗？
我们
do
在
you have
改
anything
善
to,
了，你帮我讲一下，我们在改善了，我们尽量会做好的，你帮我跟大家讲一下。
She was saying they've already started the improvement.
Yes.
They can do their best. They'll
Yeah.
follow the rules.
yes,
They've
yes.
already started the improvement.
That's great, that's
Yeah.
great.
I'll send it to him too, yeah.
Listen, we just, I can't emphasize enough the fact that we want you folks to succeed, to be successful, okay? In the right way. And the right way is to follow these
Rules.
rules, right? If you do that, you will be successful, and the town will also appreciate a good Chinese restaurant in town, okay?
They're an important part of this community.
Very much so. We want you to be here the right way, okay? Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight, too. We appreciate that.
Do we need to make a motion with that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion that, that within 2 weeks, the new Hot Walk must hire a food consultant, for up to 6 months. They'll pay a $65 reinspection fee within the next 2 weeks, and a monthly reinspection, will also be paid until further notice. Any failed inspections will result in Board of Health consequence.
Just a tweak, so she's on the grant, so she won't, right? You're not, your re-inspection's not a fee. Is that true or false?
The town doesn't pay for
Right,
any.
okay.
I think that
No, but we
it's
do have a reinspection. We have.
You do a reinspection.
Okay, so they're paying.
So just the out of ordinary inspection they have to pay. The regular, regulation.
So it's a $65
I say yes,
reinspection
no,
fee
yeah.
for the next 6 months.
every time,
Right, so
not
times
the previous
6.
ones.
Okay.
Times 6.
I
So
would
every
like
reinspection.
I would like to modify that so that there is no fee if the inspection reports are in good order. So there's a reward
Yeah, right.
for getting there.
I would think that that's a good incentive to do a good job.
Yeah, that is a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, Mandarin speaking consultant.
Okay, could you repeat that whole thing?
I don't know,
I'm
I'm still, I
sorry.
think $65, I think like they've already gotten 3 free ones and they get the free one every year. I think just have them pay the $65, the reinspection. It's one every month.
Yes, but
Okay.
this, will count, because they could do
Okay.
something
This
else
is
at
a
the
different
time for the
thing.
town.
Can you repeat that, Corey, so we can?
All right, make a motion that within the next 2 weeks, New Hot Walk must hire a Mandarin speaking food consultant for up to 6 months. Within the next 2 weeks, they'll have to pay $65 for a reinspection of the facility. And in addition, a monthly reinspection following that will be paid until further notice.
Okay.
But you want to see progress in those next 2 weeks, right?
Right, right. Notable progress.
Okay.
I
Okay,
would-
do it.
We can waive the fee later if we have to, but at least it's written that we.
Okay, any discussion here?
I would second it.
Okay, you second the motion?
And my
All in
dis-
favor?
my discussion,
Oh.
I'd like to amend the motion to drop the 65 fee if the reports are in satisfactory order.
We can do that at a meeting
Yeah.
further.
Why don't we assess that at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to do it, yeah.
We'll assess all reports at the end of the 6 months, and for passes, we'll,
Okay, so you'll second the motion?
The original motion, yes.
Okay, all in favor?
I,
Okay, the motion is passed. Thank you. very
Okay,
much.
so let me just repeat it.
Yes.
Within 2 weeks, they have to hire a consultant,
Yes.
and they have to show improvement.
Yes.
With after the 6th week, there's a re-inspection.
2 week reinspection.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks in re-inspection.
Yeah.
If there's a improvement, but after that, every month
Yep.
inspection
That's
until further notice.
Yep.
Right.
That's
I got it right?
And as of right
Yes.
now, they'll be paying the $65 for every reinspection. We may recant that later, but as of right now, that's the expectation.
Yeah, they'll pay
Okay.
65 for
每一
reinspection.
次
If-
every time.
But if they show improvement, we'll
We may waive that.
forego the $65
Okay.
reinspection fee.
就是2个星期之内，你们必须要 hire 一个食品安全顾问，你们必须要有比较大的改善，然后在2个星期以后，他们要做一次 reinspection， 就是重新检查。这个呢，65块钱是要你们配，然后完了以后，在这6个月之内，他们会每个月都来做一次检查。这个也要你们配，但是呢，如果你们有很大的改变，达到了那个标准，也可能会把这个费 waive 掉。
OK， 就是我们这2个礼拜以后他们来检查，如果我们把这些全部做好了，要不要请那个顾问？
Okay, here's a question: is within 2 weeks, they are trying to correct all the problem themselves.
Sure.
And if they correct all the problem you guys pointed out in the report, do they still have to hire the
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's a
你
definite yes.
还是要
That
顾
goes
这
without
个
saying.
这个还是要顾这个安全食品安全
就是
顾问。
就是 OK。
And it's because it's 3 strikes. They've got 3, right? If it was
So-
1, maybe no, but there's 3.
There is more than 3.
Okay,
Oh,
Okay,
there's
so-
more. There's just too many. There's just too many. Too many bad reports.
你可以，这个呢我就不明白，因为食品这方面我是不懂，就是说也可能，就是说你请的这个顾问，也许does it have to be hire 6 months or
No.
It
maybe？
may be shorter.
你可以雇这个食品安全顾问呢，可以雇他，比如说
But it might be a
2个月以
contract.
后，就他们不知道是不是有一个合同必须要雇6个月，但是呢，如果你要是有很大的改变，那么也许，而且他又没有合同的长度的规定，你也可能只雇他2个月，有没有这个可能？这个呢，他们也不知道，就说你要自己联系。
这个我们要顾2个月还是1个月，还是因为时间太
他们估计是6个月。
啊？
They said it's kind of like a contract time is 6 months, not like you can't say you say oh I want to contract you for 1 month. 这个他们不是特别的清楚，你自己要搞清楚。
OK 是每一天还是他每一天过来？还是
不是，他是就是 it's if you hire the food consultant, it's not every day come, right? It's kind of like periodically drop in to help you,
Yeah,
to train you,
they pretty much-
to inspection to you.
Yeah, in the beginning, they pretty much, they get our reports, they kind of assess the needs of where they're at, and normally in the beginning, they are with them longer, and then it's like.
在开始的时候，他可能会稍微多一点，比方说2、3天 ，2-3 days drop in.
Every consultant's different.
OK，what she 他说的是，每一个顾问他不一定是一模一样的，他有可能会每天来，或者是说每2、3天来，但是到后来，比方说你有很大的改变，他可能会来的少一点。
Every situation is different as
要
well.
他可能会来的少一点，但是这个合同的时间他们不知道是不是非要6个月，但是很可能是。
Yeah. What we want is results. We don't want them buying somebody for 100 years. We just want results.
Yep.
For
We're
them.
looking
For
for
the
them.
town，他们的意思就是说，他们只要这个结果，就是有很大的改善，这个结果卫生上有很大的改善，卫生安全有很大的改善。他们不管你就是你要这个有很长的时间或者很短的时间，longer or short time, right? But you need to show big improvement.
Yep.
Yeah. 对，就是要很快的，展示出来你们有很大的改变。
我们会尽量的。
We'll try to have the notes from the meeting translated to Chinese for them.
And you'll do that over the weekend?
All I need is the copy.
Yeah.
It literally takes, I mean, you just copy and paste the entire thing into Google Translate and then paste it back into something else and send it.
I know, I was joking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I have a
worry.
week,
Yeah.
1 week.
I don't worry about it being
Crash
perfect.
course.
Yeah, I don't worry about it being perfect.
Well, we thank them for coming in. We
course.
appreciate the fact that they.
Yeah, thank them and thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
Jen.
you, thank you for trusting me.
Do you have any further questions?
你们还有其他的问题吗？
啊，还有我们是现在打电话还是他们给我电话，我们打电话那个请顾问。
对，他说是，he asked if you can give him the listing. She already said
I just
she'll email you.
是有 email？
Yep.
Yeah,
I emailed it.
she'll email the listing, so 你可以打电话
OK
去联系，看看能不能雇到人。
OK，
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
thank you。
Good luck.
Thank you so very
Yeah.
much.
Hopefully
Thank you
it
guys.
goes well.
We want you to succeed.
Yes.
We want you to succeed,
Yes.
okay?
OK OK。
Thank you.
好了吗？
Okay, they can just be dismissed.
好，他
好，全是请安排的，
我们请不到。
马上就要把等下就帮不起。
They still have questions?
They are between themselves. They are discussing would the food consultant can be hired immediately. If not, can they come back to you guys to ask for help?
Yeah, oh yeah, we're here. I mean, we can always help them if they need help as far as that goes.
就是万一你们要是有问题，比方说请不到，可以跟他们说，
If you have
就
any
他们会
questions,
想
you can
办
come
法
up
帮
here.
你们。
You can see Kristen.
Which one?
She's wonderful.
I know.
She's wonderful.
The nurse?
No, both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you guys, thank you so very
Kristen
much.
is very important to us.
Okay, 那就是说他们可just say they can reach you guys.
Oh yes, anytime call,
I know. I can.
and I won't answer.
Okay.
She will.
就是万一要是有问题，你们顾不到人啊什么的，可以打
And
电话
maybe
给
on
他们。
Thursday, Danielle, you can
这
start by
是
to
这
see if
个
they have
卫生
any
部门
additional questions.
Okay?
Chen,
You know,
we
maybe
want
need some
them to be
clarification or something.
successful, so we will
Provide them
help.
with the printed version of
Thank you.
expectations.
You guys, I know you guys are very, very good at your job. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
We're good. Good luck.
We're all set.
Thank you.
Don't forget your phone.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully it goes well.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome to stay if you want.
No. I am just here totally for the language.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Said it was gonna be easy.
Thank you, Danielle.
Yeah, just-
Excellent job. Excellent.
I know on the agenda it said health agent update. I didn't know if we could fast forward that to right now to see.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. To see if you need anything else from us.
You know, I can't tell you how important it's been for you to help us out here.
Thank you.
You've done a wonderful job, and I've been on inspections with you, and I know how professional you are,
Thank you.
and
She
it's
cares.
impressive. And anytime you need anything, recommendation for any reason, we're more than happy to provide.
As an aside, I'd like to join you on an inspection, not necessarily of them, but
Yeah,
in the future.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's another one over here. I'd like to-
Oh, my
Field trip.
goodness.
Does a does a wonderful job, as does Dan too.
Yes.
Dan does a good job himself.
Yeah.
And we,
Sounds like you need a
both
van.
of you, you're
I
both
know.
I got a
great.
truck, so if you guys don't mind just hopping on the back, so. It works.
Can do that.
But we can do one at a time. We don't have to do.
Brought the whole board with me.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so, moving on, we
So she
have,
asked about the health agent, so you can.
okay,
Sit back down.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
we have the,
Let's go to, her first.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, we'll do the nurse, yes.
Oh, no, Danielle.
Oh, Danielle.
Agent.
Oh, Dan,
So it's your
Hey.
update. Your health, your,
oh, me?
health
Well,
agent
I
update.
think we pretty much covered,
The whole health, that's about all you got this month?
that's about it.
All right.
Health agent.
Well, she's
Been
been
pretty
working
well
on all
covered.
the inspections.
yeah, the regular inspections.
Yeah.
That, what we just discussed, was kind of the biggest update. And then also helping Agnieszka get trained for food inspector. She's,
That's exciting.
yeah,
It
she's
is.
come on a couple
That's great.
inspections
She's,
and.
right now she's working on my face expressions.
Poker
She,
face.
yes, she has a poker face. I mean, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
see a
she's
lot.
just
I do that too.
Yeah.
trying to help me to stay cool.
Yeah.
She can, she can, I know
It's
she
hard.
can.
That'll be a good side hustle for you.
Second, you know what? They are so good, and second, I want to take advantage of them being here and
Sure.
knowing so much, so they can teach me.
That's pretty much it where I'm concerned. So
Okay,
Whatever happened with that, the hoarding, wasn't there like a, the guy? that-
oh, they're talking about the West Street.
That really bad condition with the.
I think it's, somebody has been doing something there.
yeah, it was purchased.
okay.
But the previous occupant left, and last I heard he was in a shelter.
He
So
found, he found a place.
Yeah.
That's good. I was thinking about that.
Okay, so we have the agent, we have the
Thank you.
thank you so
nurse.
much.
We finished with the nurse?
Agnieszka, do you have anything else?
You know what we have right now, so the good news is that the state has approved to cover the cost of our two cells, the plan, yearly plan, service plan. So like with my phone and
Oh, good.
the extra phone we have.
Yep,
It's gonna be
that's good.
covered
That's good. yeah.
from the state money, which is gonna save us some money.
Mhm.
And then
Bye, Danielle.
Bye, good night. And this week on Thursday, three of us are attending the FEP meeting in Worcester,
Oh,
which
good.
is a public health emergency preparedness. It's like a monthly meeting.
Mhm.
We like to attend because this is the place where we get all the supplies. The phones went through them. So
That's
you know,
good,
they are
that is good.
yes, so they are helping us with equipping, like supplying our EDS. And also beginning of May, Kristen and I are going to attend the conference. This is a public health nurses association conference. This year is in Marlborough, although it's called public health nurses conference, but it's wonderful for anyone from the Board of Health because they touch on many different subjects related
When
to the
is
public
this?
health. May 4th and 5th. I think it's a Wednesday afternoon and whole day on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And also this conference is being covered by the grant.
Mhm.
Because it's like Kristen cost is like over $200. For me as a member it's like $185. But we're gonna be reimbursed from the grant. So we don't have to pay for that, which is exciting. Another thing, Dave is being so good to us. He's bringing us sharp containers.
Oh,
Like 1 gallon, perfect
Great,
size.
yeah.
Because we see people bringing sharps here in different containers, coffee containers, milk containers.
I'm so
You'll
used to
see
coffee.
everything here. You'll see everything here.
Mhm.
And we handle that stuff. We don't want anything to open up
right.
because we have to carry this to the storage room, put it in the bags. So when people will bring sharps in not perfect containers, not, we're gonna offer them a free sharp container to take home with them.
Thank you, Dave. Very good.
Yes, and also for that reason, we can advertise more the sharp collection program, because we don't want the sharps. Many people are taking medication by injections, and we don't want those sharps end up in the trash, in the transfer
And they
station.
do now, I'm sure they do.
Make sure there's a notice in the senior newsletter about sharps.
Yes, so we have to, we had like limited resources until now because we were paying for disposal from the Board of Health money, ourselves, like few boxes a year. We have a good deal, but still it was coming from, so, we didn't want to make it huge advertising this because that would cost us a lot of money. But there is a grant which the town had received. This is like the opioids settlement grant money, not the grant, but the settlement money. And so we already talking to Jean to give a some portion of it, like small portion to us, so we can cover the cost of disposal of the sharps. So it's in that case we will be able to advertise this more widely in the town.
It's all good.
Right, Kristen, anything else you're missing? Oh yes, Kristen and I, because we expect people to understand the food and the restaurants, but we want to understand it too. So we can, when people call,
Right.
or someone has a question, we can answer.
The more
So-
education we have among our board, the better we are. For
So there is
sure.
a class, but that doesn't work for us to attend the class, so Dan is teaching the class. So he offered
Oh,
to come and offer
great.
the class here
That's wonderful.
for us. So if there is anyone else who would like to be interested in that, so.
When would that be?
We have to set.
Oh, you haven't set a
June.
date?
No, June,
Oh,
we
man,
have a,
I'd probably end up.
I think it's gonna be more end of May,
Yeah.
second half of May, because we have to take a test in June, beginning of June. There's a makeup date for the test, something like that.
If I'm available, I'd like to be here for that.
Yeah. So, we didn't pick the date yet, so we'll pick the date which
Okay.
will work for all of us.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it would be good if all of us had that training. I had taken the training years ago. I'm sure it's expired since, but I during our discussion with New Hot Walk, I asked the question about, do we have Board of Health IDs? And the reason why, not that we're going to be doing inspections, but I think it would be valuable for, if we're going to any of the restaurants in town, just to say, I'm on the Board of Health, how's it going? There's something here that looks right, not right, whatever. That way, it's not like, who are you? So that might be something to think about as well.
Right.
So should we think more about IDs, because we can do the ID,
Yeah.
like with a picture, in a Board of Health
Yeah,
member, or.
I think we should all have that
Yes.
because,
Mhm.
yep, just, and not even just for that reason, but yes, exactly. Yep, I think there's a lot of different
Yeah.
reasons
So
we should just have
we
that
should
idea.
have-
Well, I think that, in all fairness to the food establishments in town, they should know who is coming to inspect, and it should be the agent inspecting.
I'm not suggesting
You
that we
know,
would
you're
be.
welcome to come,
Yep,
but they have to know that there's one inspector there.
Yes.
that-
no, I'm not
And
suggesting.
if you see something, you can
Right.
report
This
it.
is what he means.
I'm
like
not
when he
suggesting that
sees
we're
something.
taking over
Right.
for their reporting.
No, I'm
that's-
just, this is protocol, you know,
Yeah.
so this is what we
Yeah.
do. And just to, and I'm not saying that I don't want you to go out there and do that, of course. The more, the more insight we have on
Right.
things, the better off we are. But if you do notice something, you report it to us and then we'll handle it
Right.
from there.
Right.
But
No,
that's
I think it's a
proper
relationship.
protocol.
Yeah, I think it's a relationship building thing. I think it's a.
But the ID part is a good thing, because to walk in and say, hey, I'm Board of Health.
Right.
They don't know.
Well, the same thing, I mean,
It's not fair to
not
them.
jumping ahead of the transfer, there's gentlemen I meet at the transfer station, and hi, I'm Dave Belby, I'm the,
Yeah.
So it might, for a variety of reasons, I think it would be
Right.
valuable for us to just have IDs, so that way we could have something that is,
Right. I
okay,
just-
you have a credential.
I'll give you my picture from my driver's license when
High
I was
school?
about, yeah, in high school. I'll give you that picture.
Something we can work on.
Okay. Okay, this EDS drill, Dave?
Yeah, so we really do need to do an EDS drill. We had it scheduled twice, and each time was like the one snow day. But we do need to get that on the books, and I would like to do it. So in theory, we should be doing this before June 30th, the end of the grant year. I would like to not wait until the very last minute, but it might be valuable to plan it during either a day when, we know that school is out, or on a weekend, or if we talk with the high school, a day that they know that they're not having, stuff in the gym and stuff in the
Your
auditorium.
second date ended up being a basketball game that day. too.
Exactly, right.
Tournament
So,
or something?
yeah, so we decided that we were just trying to like rush it and get it over with, and that's not the way I think we should do this. We need to engage with the police department, we need to engage with the fire department, we need to engage with DPW, we all need to be there. So, I know we need to pick a day. I know that we'll have to check with the school to make sure it's good for them, but I'm thinking sometime like at the end of May or maybe the beginning of June would be a good.
When seniors are out, I
When
think graduation is the 2nd of June or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I just don't want to let it like the last week and then something else, happens, then we're stuck.
Right.
Hopefully, in the meantime, we can I can do the training for us on EDS, and we can also, we'll hopefully have the trailers soon. Agnieszka has been.
Registered already, we are waiting for the insurance.
Yeah, so we'll get the trailer here, we can load up the stuff onto the trailer that we have in storage that is gonna go onto the trailer for transport over there. And then we can free up some space in there. And then I'm still working on the plan, I haven't been able to get to the updates recently, but hopefully
Well, we
we'll have
thank
a-
you for your efforts, too.
This is something, as I mentioned at the finance meeting the other day, that, the question was asked, what keeps me up at night? And, if we should have a foodborne illness outbreak, if we should have, a hepatitis A issue, if we should have something like that, we want to be able to implement a plan quickly, that we're not running around trying to figure it out.
I
So-
heard that you made a very nice presentation, as well as Kristen, she did a great
Yes,
job.
absolutely.
Thank you for that, thank you
I
for
just
that.
sat there and enjoyed it.
That's okay.
Now, Kristen.
You were there, that's the important thing. I wasn't,
I didn't make it either, Bill.
no. But we appreciate you guys doing that for us, it's great.
I did follow up on the trailer.
Yeah, I think she was thinking, we were thinking like a
Doesn't
53-foot trailer.
Doesn't matter, the bylaw is very clear, there are no trailers in town.
Yeah, because I've seen storage boxes on properties, I've seen utility trailers, so I was like, I don't know that,
But again, this is the registered
Very
trailer,
clearly,
this is
no
not just.
trailers.
Storage trailers, or?
Yes.
It's in
Storage,
bylaws.
yes. But but it's like
Is it
the one that's not
bylaw?
registered with no
Sentences.
plates.
Ooh.
But what do they mean by a trailer? I mean,
Like a box
they're
truck?
talking-
So they're
that's,
gonna rewrite the bylaw.
yeah.
Into what, a
The
box
building-
truck?
Not the building department, but who's the other guy?
Building
Next to the
department.
building department.
Yeah, Matt, that's the new guy.
I think she thought I meant like a 53-foot, like.
It doesn't matter what
Right.
it is. The
Or
bylaw-
something, what's gonna.
A trailer is not necessarily a trailer. It could be
Yeah.
a lot of different things.
But he did say they were gonna rewrite it.
Dick, I mean,
It is very restrictive.
Yeah, but if that's the case, there's a lot of people out of compliance, because I wrote up and down the street and I go, there's a trailer, there's a trailer, there's a, so,
exactly.
there's a lot of trailers, so.
There's a lot of like
I've seen box containers.
truck trailers
Yep.
that people
Yeah.
use as
Yep.
storage in town.
Yeah,
There's a lot of those too.
I think that's,
Yeah, the police department might
It's
like
gotta be
one.
readdressed.
You can't tell. They already
Thanks
have
for
one.
following up on that.
okay, are we all set with that, Dave?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll try to get together on a date, and hopefully we can float that, and hopefully everybody can, I'm hoping that we'll have enough time to, make sure that's good with everybody, and we'll be able to invite the police and fire and everybody there.
Awesome.
So,
Okay, bills and warrants, any questions? I really haven't looked at them myself, so. I signed them. I shouldn't say that.
I'll trust you. The level of trust.
Okay.
All right,
Any old, go ahead.
Transfer station?
Oh, transfer station, yes.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, it is. I missed
Yeah, how's
it.
that contract going?
Matt took it.
Have we met with Matt yet?
No.
No, he's hard to walk down.
I was gonna ask him today and the door was closed all day, so I couldn't ask him.
Does he know that we have a limited?
He's
amount?
supposed to be
Yes.
putting
Yes.
together the,
Yes, he does. He says it's mine and he knows.
yeah, he's supposed to be putting it together, so.
We're not gonna have a whole lot of time to like go up for bid here.
So I
He
think we're
keeps-
about 6 months late.
If he keeps putting it together for,
Yeah, yeah.
this is a month later, we're still waiting, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll start doing that soon.
Well,
We had-
hopefully with, either that or we'll buy Sutton.
Can we just do it and not
Stickers.
have him do it, or do we have to because he's town manager?
He's took it.
We can't, what are we
I
gonna,
mean, Dave would say that we're a subset and we're totally separate and we
I know.
have the right to not be under.
Let's
the-
not go there.
But that's, I mean.
I don't wanna start,
No, but, no.
knocking horns.
You got a grenade you'd
that.
like to throw in
No,
addition?
I mean, I get nervous about that contract every
Yeah.
time. We
Yeah.
have to do it by X amount, or we're just gonna end up saying, all right, whatever, we'll do another 1 year with BP again. and buy
I'll
ourselves
tell you,
another year.
I will try to get in and see him, if we can set something up and I can talk to him, at least to get him aware of the
I
fact
mean,
that
I'm
we gotta
fine
get
with
this
that.
done.
I just wanna write it off and
Yeah,
move on.
yeah.
Well, he has been going through some very busy times.
I know.
The
I know,
budget
I know.
and renegotiating town hall contracts.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it's no
also,
easy gig. Town manager's no easy job.
Yeah.
no, it isn't, no,
That's why.
it's, yeah, it is difficult,
So the only other a comment I have on the transfer station, we had some recycling training scheduled
but,
and it got canceled
yes.
and we have not rescheduled.
Right, and also, we have other issues up there at the transfer station, and, for example, just in comparison, I did visit Sutton Transfer Station a while ago, but things haven't changed, right, Kristen? I mean, you had mentioned the fact that you spoke to somebody in Sutton who knows about the operation of their transfer station. Didn't you say that to me?
What?
All right, forget it.
No, about what?
No, about the operation, their operation, how they run their transfer station. Basically, when I visited, I won't put you on the spot, but when I visited, one person did the whole operation. I mean, all we're asking these guys to do is cover the whole lot. Now,
They probably don't allow commercial vehicles to carry a sticker, I'm guessing, in Sutton. That's probably a hiccup that we're having.
what do you mean
I mean, I would imagine that they don't allow, I mean, they must separate, not allow.
Oh, they don't allow, no, this is
Right,
strictly.
they must have a better way of
A
not
residential,
allowing
right,
commercial
right.
people abusing, because we definitely have commercial people that are abusing the system.
Yeah, probably we do.
They must have a better means if they have one guy. Maybe they just don't allow.
This guy is up all the time he's there. He's moving around.
Right.
He's up and down, and they have two levels, similar to, no, not the same as us, but somewhat similar, where they have two levels. And he will, he'll walk he'll walk the whole area, check this, look at that, blah, blah, blah. He's working all day
Probably
long.
way more strict.
Plus, he's operating equipment while he's doing this all, and he's checking all the vehicles. Now, we have, on Saturdays, some Saturdays, we have up to 3 people working there.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, every Saturday. So you drive up, and what do you see? You see 3 people, but where are they? They're in the little hut.
Oh, just chatting.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is going on, and I've mentioned it to them up there. I said, I really want you guys to, work a schedule so you can, all we're asking is that one person goes down and checks, make sure that things are going in the proper.
The weather isn't as much of an issue anymore, it's different when it's,
That's right. That's
negative
right.
10 or whatever.
Oh,
but
yeah,
now
if it's
that's not
that
an issue.
cold, you don't expect
Right.
people to be out there,
Right.
but then again, we don't need 3 people.
Yeah,
Right, 3 people sitting
know?
on the thing is useless.
Yeah.
I thought the 3 people was just, one was in training and the other two were there. When the training was done, either rotate them
Yeah.
or,
Well, we can do that, I mean, but they have to know that, you know, the whole board says, this is what we want. This is what we expect. You know, write a contract the way,
I don't know, we have to start holding them accountable, I
yeah,
guess. for-
yeah.
Well, I think we should break it down to two. There should be one in the hut, one down there,
Yeah.
and then they can switch.
Yeah, I don't mind two guys. That's
But maybe
okay.
three is too much.
Three is way too much,
So we
yes.
have one up top,
Yes.
one at the bottom, and if they want to switch, they can switch or
Right.
whatever, but
Right, right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta get better at people
Yeah.
not abusing it.
And I thought you were gonna carry that into your training. No?
what training?
So let's do the training
I thought
next,
you were
can we
gonna do the
schedule it for the
training.
next meeting? And have them come? Can we schedule that for the next meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could.
yeah,
All right, let's add that to the agenda for the next
Yeah.
meeting and have those guys come down for that.
that's good.
Next meeting is?
Good question.
Well, we're probably getting close to having to know that anyway, so.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I would imagine that Potwalk may be back on the schedule.
Oh, yeah, they,
So, just,
Yeah, we probably have to talk about that and see how they're doing in a month's
Exactly.
time anyways.
Yeah.
you know, they seem like nice people and all. And
Yeah, oh.
I really wanna see them succeed, but
I agree.
I just think that, like Corey was saying, I don't think they really know any better.
So we only have 2 more meetings until we have to have our contract for the,
Yeah, yeah.
I saw the light bulb go.
1 more meeting?
June 30th.
June 30th, so we'll have 2 more meetings.
Well, we could, yeah, we could
That's
have,
pretty close to July 1, in case
So
you
we
didn't
only
know.
have 2 more
we have to
chances.
meet,
Not
if we have to meet, you know, 2 or 3 times in between that time, we'll
So-
have to do it.
We'll hold the meeting in his office.
Yeah. No, I think,
That's not a lot of time, 60 days.
just gonna have to, I'm gonna have to put pressure on him. I mean,
That's not a lot of time to, I mean, not only do we have to have that,
he'll probably,
We
if
have
you
to
see me
talk
get
about it.
thrown out,
I mean, we have to talk about it, then we have to
Yeah.
like put it out to bid, and then we have to bring people in, and then we have to make
Right.
decisions on, based on that, whether we're going single stream or not. I mean, these are big decisions, like
Yeah, they are.
total infrastructure.
Do we consider doing like a 6-month extension to buy us some time? I hate to say it, but
we've already extended
Again?
so much.
And again?
I know
and again?
BP's been extended for like 3 years, 1-year contracts in
Yeah.
a whack, I think,
Yeah.
since COVID.
I think, the
I hate to
urgency
say it,
is,
but
the urgency is real. We have to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting this meeting for us to be able to hash some stuff out, but
Okay, so when can we meet?
Bummer.
Again, maybe by that time I can meet with Matt and,
2 weeks?
That's holiday.
Perfect.
week after that,
which one?
well, this coming week is Easter.
yeah, so that's not gonna work, and that's probably not enough time for me, but. What about the week after, not the
April
17th?
24th.
The next one? Yeah, 24th?
24th, I will be in Boston.
All right. And we go to May.
This is May 1.
That's town meeting.
May Day, May Day.
Oh,
Is
boy.
Monday the only day we can meet?
No, Friday. If you want to meet early Friday, on a Friday, I could do that. Unless, Corey, you want to chair the meeting.
I'm not against that.
Yeah. If you can chair the meeting before, because I can't make it on that day, 24th. If you want to have a meeting on the 24th,
I could be in Providence for.
What about the Tuesday of like the 18th of April? Oh, wait, you have
I'll
a
still
class.
be teaching. But you can, like I say, you can chair the meeting if you want.
Oh, boy. Can we hold off on setting a meeting date, just so we
Yeah.
can talk to Matt and figure out how,
Yeah.
what sort of time frame we have, and so we have that ready, because if that, you know, if he says,
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that for another month, then it makes no difference when we have the meeting, that's the
Let's do
biggest
this.
thing.
Mondays are a problem. Is there another day in a week so that we already have that cleared?
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are problems for me.
I mean, I can run the meeting if we have to, I'm not opposed.
I
to
only
that.
have 3 more weeks of school.
And you're done anyway, so May will be a little lighter for you anyhow.
Then I can go, any day, doesn't matter. But-
But if we're going to do the recycle training, I'd like to have Bob there.
Oh, yeah,
So that means that that's off the agenda.
So why don't we make it in May? because I'm
Yeah.
available pretty much any
The
day.
recycle training in May is fine.
Okay.
The other one is
The other one.
immediate.
Yeah, the other one, we might have to have a special meeting just to get the contract going, I guess, but,
Right.
so I guess we can schedule the next one for May, the next actual Board of Health meeting for May, and then we can have an emergency meeting just for like a half an hour to discuss contract if we have to.
Yeah, yeah, would be fine. Okay,
So
are we
what's the name?
definitely scheduling it then, or no?
What would the name?
You wanna
meeting
still
be?
hold off, you think?
We can put one up for the,
Yeah, we can always take it
all
down.
that stuff, yeah. I mean, we can do all the transfer station stuff.
Yeah.
Dave's, we have, get the guys up here, we should probably do that sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
So whatever the soonest date that we can do that with them, May 1st, is that it?
May 1st is a Monday, but you said it was a,
It's town
Town
meeting.
meeting, so May, what's the next one?
which
May
we're all going to.
8th, May
We're all
8th then?
going to.
Yep, we're going to that. Is it outside?
May 8th is our
Oh,
next
it
date.
isn't, okay.
May 8th is
May
next
8th.
Monday.
But Bob is available any day, right?
Right.
In May?
Yeah, in May,
When
most
is the
any
last
day.
Or May
I'm
3rd.
sorry?
Last day of
It's a
school.
Wednesday.
The last, I would say the last Thursday in April.
Last Thursday, okay, so it's
How about the first
Thursday
Wednesday in May?
25th. No, I'm sorry, you're right. April 27th. Okay. And after that, you are available.
May 8th for a regular meeting and some in between dates.
That's with training, right? May
Yeah.
training.
Some early in between dates for rubbish.
Yeah, if we end up having to just punt BP.
So you're pretty much all set for
Yeah,
your presentation, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
pushed as hard as I could on the rubbish contract and Matt took it away.
Well,
We were kind of stuck.
So, we're gonna set up an early meeting in April.
We hear from Matt, yeah.
Yep. You ready for an adjournment? motion?
Well, do we have any old news or new business or old business? Everything pretty much set there? Okay, then we move to close the meeting.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.